What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Are we preparing the best we can our homes for the possible collapse of the economy and these stores that are shutting down? What would you do if your grocery stores were not able to open or went out of business and you didn't have one near you? Maybe you have to drive over an hour to get to one, or God forbid we enter another pandemic. What would you do? What have you changed since the first one that we had in 2020? Have you corrected things that maybe needed to be tweaked that you didn't do before? Like, have you stocked up on items in case you're not able to get out to the store? Have you stocked up on items in case you lose your job? Millions of people are losing their jobs all across the country. We see people losing their jobs. This is affecting households and how they survive. Will they be able to keep a roof over their head? Will they be able to feed their family? Just the bare necessities. So if you have not started tweaking some things, considering what happened in 2020, we see all of these new viruses that are trying to creep in different states, and it's a matter of time before something major hits. So why not prepare now for those things? You can either go out, and yes, food prices have gone up. In some areas, you can still get items at a reasonable price, but maybe not others. So that being said, do what you can with what you have. If you have the funds to stockpile, then do that. If you don't, then maybe think about starting a garden. If you don't have the space to start a garden, we have to figure out how we can better be more self-sufficient and self-reliant. But don't forget that in being self-sufficient and self-reliant, you cannot forget about your family. Informing them of what you are doing so that hopefully they will get on board with it. And if not, maybe if you can get a few extra items for your household, do that, because 9 times out of 10, those who didn't prepare will be knocking on your door. I have been slowly doing things and putting things on my shelf, food on my shelf, medication on my shelves. I just did my first time canning pasta sauce. That was exciting. It was nerve-wracking, but it needed to be done because the price of this food is not going down anytime soon. So how I look at it, where I can cut, costs here, I'm going to do it, because I may not be able to cut that cost. So just like all of, my news stories and things like that, me keeping you informed of news you can use and news you may not be able to use, but you can share with other people. Those videos do really well here. If you could help me out when it comes to preserving food, those videos that I put out, get those videos out to everybody. Everybody needs to know, well, if you can't do it, then fine. Go out and buy your food, but make sure you're stocking up for your family. Make sure your family has what they need with food and medications and things like that. Make sure you have what you need to protect your family and your food in your house, because when the SHTF does happen, and that can be different for anybody, anywhere, people will do strange things. We see crime has increased as is with these stores and with people scamming and trying to take your money. We have to stay at least one step ahead, if not 3. So in doing that, preserving your food is a great way to put food away, and cost effective too, especially if you can grow some of it and then resource out to maybe a farmer's market for the rest of it. But do what you can with what you can. So here's my first time canning pasta sauce. This is not a tutorial, but this is I can and you can too. So I encourage you to learn a skill, learn something that will help you down the road if the power grid fails or anything happen. God forbid anything happen. Be prepared for it.
So why do we do this dance? Are we moving too slow? Cause you need reassurance. Don't conflate issues. Why you always jump to, do I really want you? When you know that I do. You so scared of real love, cause you've been abandoned with any mistake. They quick to run, and so you run, jump the gun, but know that you got it. Even at your lowest, you got it. You know that you got it. Baby, take the moment, you got it. It's yours, it's yours, it's yours. My love, just rest assured. I'm yours, I'm yours. Tell me what you running for, cause you don't have to try so hard. Baby, come let down your guard.
Good morning, fam. When I think about how long it took me to can my tomato sauce, my pasta sauce this past week into the weekend, I don't know how I managed to get it done. And then I thought about it. Yes, you do. Because the whole time I was having to stop and start and stop and start, I realized it was God that was helping me get through that moment, because I know that I called on him like, Lord, please let me get the strength to do this. My back was hurting, my feet was hurting. I had to stop, I had to feed the animals, had to do this, had to do that, had to run my child to work. All these things are preparing me for something. There's always something bigger. There's a bigger picture, and there's something that you can learn from that moment. And in that moment of feeling like I wanted to give up and say, why am I even doing this? I had to realize what the why was. And the why is, it's being done for the love of my family. The only thing I have left to pickle is, and I didn't do a video on the pickles or whatever. It was really simple. I even am about to get into doing my banana peppers, but I have to go out and get more vinegar for that. If I can do it, you can do it too.
So, y'all, this is day 3 of me trying to get this canning done. This is how busy I am. If I can't just continuously do it, I cannot start it, because I have to stop, take my child to work, and then they only work for 4 hours or whatever. So, what time is it? Can't see because I have this huge pot right here that I'm going to be putting my tomatoes in to cook down. So it's 11:48. My child gets off at 1 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is cut up as many tomatoes as I possibly can, get them started in that pot, and put it on a low simmer, and get right back into it. So I just want to let you know, it ain't always easy as they make it seem. Once you get started, it is though. You have to really dedicate time, and it's really hard to do that when you're only one person, right? So let's get into this video. So I'm going to start off with my Roma tomatoes. Everything's been washed. So what you can do is you can either cut this off or you can core it out. Now I don't have my little paring knife and I can't find my core thing. So you're just gonna go in like this. I'm just gonna show you maybe 2, and then we're gonna fast track through this. Otherwise, this is gonna be a long video. So you see how that came out, that core came out, and you have seeds in there. So now you're just gonna slice straight down. Now you can do one of two things. You can slice it again and just throw it in your bowl, or you can come down the middle like so. I don't have my core thing, so it's gonna make it difficult to do. Take the core of the seeds out like that, and then throw it in. That's less seeds you have to deal with when it's time for you to actually post it up. Take a container, drop the seeds in like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. Doesn't mean you're not gonna get any seeds. You're just gonna have less seeds, okay? Then you're gonna go down. You don't have to cut it as many times as I am because it's gonna cook down. So honestly, just cut it one time and be done with it to do it. Now this is my first time doing it, so I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. Look, that works with this knife too. And this is my knife that Nakano sponsored me with. So it is down in the description box if you want to try it for yourself. Let's see if it'll do this part for me. If not, we're gonna go back to that spoon and scoop it on out. Yep, worked just fine. And I haven't seen a lot of people do it this way, but I have seen a couple. So I'm gonna speed through the rest of them. Well, for you, it'll be speeding through. For me, it's gonna be a long, because I have like 87 of these Roma tomatoes, y'all. And plus I have this to do. So let's just worry about tomatoes and I'll be right back. Enjoy a little bit of music.
Let me go for one day. Let me lose myself again. Give me something for the pain. Always trying to pretend.
So as you can see, I found my little flow with making it easier for me. And you can leave some of the seeds in, that's fine. But this way it's going a whole lot faster than what I was doing. So I'm gonna continue cutting without recording it while I'm waiting for my son to make his egg so I can get my stove back. This is why I can't never get undone. Okay, so these were my Roma. These are the ones that's gonna give it the thickness. These are my slicer tomatoes right here. I'm gonna show you one that has a blemish on it and what you can do, because you can still use it, like this one here. All you're gonna do is cut that out, just like that. You cut it out, and then you're gonna core it. Now these I won't be able to just slice that off. I'm gonna actually have to core them. And I'm gonna leave these whole. So I'm just gonna slice them into fours. I'm not gonna de-seed these. Only the Romas I'm de-seeding. And then, cause these are gonna give me a lot more juice, but I want my sauce thick, so. And that's all you're gonna do. These round ones. So you have these round slicing ones here. These are homegrown. These are not the ones I got from the farmer's market. These are mine. And then the other one that I just did, the longer ones, those are the ones I got from the farmer market. So now I'm gonna fast forward through that. When you get one with a blemish like this one, you're just gonna slice around it and throw it away. So now I am going to take these tomatoes and put them in the pan to cook down. And I will be occasionally stirring this as I'm continuing to cut up the rest of these tomatoes. I'm almost done. And then these tomatoes here. So I have my water on here, keeping my jars warm. My other jars are in the dishwasher. And this pot worked out just fine. I'm gonna turn the heat up though, but I want y'all to see it's already, maybe I can show you from this again. The juice is already there. The juice is juicing. So the breakdown is happening. As you can see, I switched pots out, and that's mainly because this pot right here, it started scorching my tomatoes. So I quickly got them in here so that I wouldn't burn my tomatoes. And it does not have the scorched taste. It's not burnt or anything like that. There were a few skins that had like some scorch on them, and they floated to the top, and I got them out of there. So everything is looking good now in this pot right here. They still have a ways to go because I had to stop cooking them. I had to turn the eye off earlier when I had to get my child from work. And then when I got back, I had it on low. And I said, I'm just gonna let it do a slow cook because it was making me nervous. I didn't want to burn them. That's too much money would have been wasted. Okay, so now I'm adding my Italian seasonings. Well, I'm mixing them together. I'm just making more. I already had made some, but I don't know if I'm gonna have enough, so I'm doing another 1 tablespoon of each of the seasonings: basil, thyme, oregano, and rosemary. I'm just gonna get that mixed up. So here is our pasta sauce, and it is 11:13 at night. Y'all know I started at 2 something, but I had it on a slow cook because I was afraid that I was gonna burn it up. So I had to find my my blade. Like, where is my blade? I had them start putting stuff in. I wish that I had the I saw another channel, they were using the Vitamixes. It holds a lot more. The limit. Y'all, let's see if we can get this thing blended down, honey, because it's late. Oh, there we go. Pasta sauce everywhere. That's gonna keep it from coming out. So let's turn this on. Ooh, child, it came out anyway. We're gonna take this on off because, honey, it's going everywhere. Emulsion. Let me see. Come on. Lord Jesus, ain't that working right for me tonight? So we're gonna use this and get it all blended up. Let y'all see down here. It's why I didn't want to do it, because my arthritis. We are done. I was gonna just do the jars individually when it comes to the seasoning, but I changed my mind because it is so late and because I need to put the bell peppers and the onions in. So I have 5 cups of onions and 2 cups of bell pepper that I am putting in here. The other 5th cup right here. So I'm going to do 5 of the seasoning right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paprika. I ran out, so I had to buy another one. 2, 3. I'm just gonna do 4. If it'll come out. 3 and a half. Forgot to put sugar in. I'm gonna do 5 tablespoons. Six of the garlic powder, 6 tablespoons. 1. I wasn't quite. That's all of it. Let me get my other bottle. Had to run to the other pantry to find my garlic salt. I mean garlic powder. 4 of the pink Himalayan. Finally found it in the back of the pantry.
All of that cooked together for a little while.
So it is ready. I am pouring the water out. I had my jars getting hot. And now I am going to start with 3 jars first. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice out of the bottle. Because if you use a real lemon, the acidity levels might not be the same. And I'm not telling you how to do anything. This is just me showing you what I'm doing. Stuff I probably forgot to hit the button on. I hit it and thought it was recording and didn't. It's going to be a 1/2 inch head space. Take your debubbler. Get any air pockets out. I know some people say you don't have to because it's a liquid, but I do. Once you check your air bubbles, make sure you don't have any. Check your head space. You want to clean around the rim and the ridge of the jar. And you don't have to boil your lids, but I still do. And I have my magnetic wand that lifts it up and places it on there. Now, I have a mixture of wide mouth jars and not wide mouth jars, but all of these are new, so I don't reuse my lids. I only reuse my rings. that on there, fingertip tight. That looks so good. So here's what I got going on over here is my pressure canner that I'm going to use as a water bath canner. So I have water already in here, and I have jars with water in them. So as you put the jars in, the water is going to rise, and you do want the water to be at least 1 inch or 1.5 inches over the lids. So let's get the jars. Look at that. It's stuck to there. Don't forget to put y'all lemon juice in your jars now. It's late. It's late. It's late. As I put one in, I'm going to take one out to make room. And you want your jars to be hot. That is so pretty. That is so pretty. Take one out. And put one in. See how that water's rising up? And if I pour the water out of these 2 jars, it definitely will cover it. So I'm gonna finish this up. When I'm about to start it up, then I'll pick the camera back up and I'll see you. If you get too much over your head space, just take a spoon, like I'm about to show you, way over my head space should be. I'm just gonna take it out and put it in the other one. So I'm putting my last 2 in this first batch that I'm doing. You see the water is over the jars. A little over my 1 inch, but I'm cool with that. I still have enough space in there. So what I'm gonna do is put my lid to my pressure canner on here, but I'm not locking it because I'm not pressure canning. This is all I have left, y'all. This is all I have left. Ooh, try not to get it right up on it. Try not to get right up on it, doggone it. Yay. I'm gonna turn the eye up on this pot. This one is not, it's almost there, y'all. So once it starts rolling boil, I'm gonna set the timer on my stove for this one for 40 minutes. Once this one starts boiling, which I gotta put the lid on. Once that one starts, then I will set my phone for 40 minutes. The sauce. So that you know what I mean by rolling boil, it needs to look like this, and then you set your timer. This one right here is done, and I just set the timer on this one for 35 minutes. Really, it's going to be going for 40. It's already been doing for 5 minutes boiling. So when you take your lids off, you just want to not do it facing you. And leave the lid off. Turn the eye completely off and let that just sit. I let mine sit for at least 10 minutes because I'm already doing one over here, but you only have to let it sit for like 5 minutes. I don't see any siphoning in the pots. So I'll be back when I take them out and get them set up. Okay guys, so this is my first set right here of 7. And they're over here pinging, and that's what you want to hear because you know that you have a great seal. I have 55 seconds left on this pot here, and then I'm gonna turn it off. And so when I took it out, I don't tilt my jars anymore. I used to tilt my jars, but I had some comments and family members were saying, oh, don't tilt your jars because you could possibly mess with the seal. So I don't do that anymore. I just take it straight up, bring it over. You can see it still has a little bit of water on it that will evaporate, or you can just take a dap it. So okay, I was making sure that wasn't hot. Away from me. And we're going to turn it off and watch how fast it stops boiling. And it's slowly coming down. So these are ready. I'm just going to pull it straight up even though it has water on top. I'm looking forward to actually getting these cabinets done because the vent will be higher and won't interfere if I am canning anything, which after I do my banana peppers and my cucumbers, I don't want to see my canner for, a little while. Together. Here they are, right here. Y'all, we are done for, I would say the night, but for the morning. It's 2:45 and I still, I have things to do, so I don't even know what time I'm gonna be able to get up. Thank y'all for joining me on my first pasta sauce. Yay, 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 yay. Sorry I'm not showing you how I look right now. You do not need to see all of this, okay? So I'll see you guys in the next video. Time to get started on pickling cucumbers. So I'm making a salt brine. I already have like some vinegar in there. And that's, if there's any bugs on there, and of course you gotta clean it because you have soil on there. See that? Oh wait, see that? So, but in the morning I'm going to go out in the garden, make sure I don't have any more cucumbers because this is not a big batch, so. And I was not buying any cucumbers just to make pickles, not doing it. Whatever I have is what I have. I did that with the tomatoes, and here I am at 2-something in the morning washing off cucumbers to be ready for tomorrow's pickling and canning. Like I said, I did not record me doing this. Just know it's getting done.
Dry. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but put a smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking.
Nice.
With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here